Once there was a scientist named Dr. Lee. She had dedicated her life to studying the age-old question of whether nature or nurture was more important in shaping an individual's personality and behavior. To answer this question, she decided to conduct a groundbreaking experiment. Dr. Lee recruited identical twin brothers, Mark and Mason, who had been separated at birth and adopted by different families. She reasoned that if nature was more important, the twins would have similar personalities and behaviors regardless of their upbringing. If nurture was more important, the twins would have different personalities and behaviors due to their different environments. Dr. Lee observed the twins over the course of several years, studying everything from their physical traits to their personalities, interests, and relationships. She interviewed their adoptive families, teachers, and friends, looking for any patterns that might emerge. At first, it seemed that the twins were almost identical in every way. They had the same hair color, eye color, and facial features. They were both athletic, outgoing, and intelligent. They even had similar tastes in food, music, and movies. However, as the years went by, Dr. Lee began to notice subtle differences between the twins. Mark, for example, was more outgoing and adventurous, while Mason was more reserved and introspective. Mark excelled in sports, while Mason preferred academic pursuits. Mark was a natural leader, while Mason was more comfortable following others. Dr. Lee began to suspect that these differences were due to the twins' different environments. Mark had been adopted by a family that was very athletic and outgoing, while Mason had been adopted by a family that was more academic and introverted. It seemed that nurture was indeed playing a major role in shaping their personalities and behavior. However, just as Dr. Lee was about to conclude her study, a shocking discovery was made. It turned out that Mark and Mason were not actually identical twins after all. They were fraternal twins who just happened to look remarkably similar. Dr. Lee had been misled by their physical resemblance and had not done the genetic testing necessary to confirm their identical status. This discovery threw a wrench in Dr. Lee's study, as it meant that the question of nature versus nurture was still unanswered. However, it did lead to an interesting discussion about the power of perception and how our biases can influence the way we interpret data. In the end, Dr. Lee concluded that both nature and nurture were important in shaping an individual's personality and behavior. While genetics played a role in determining things like physical traits and intelligence, environmental factors such as family upbringing, education, and life experiences also had a significant impact. The story of Mark and Mason highlights the complexity of the nature versus nurture debate and the difficulty of isolating the effects of each factor. However, it also underscores the importance of understanding the interplay between genetics and environment in shaping who we are as individuals. In conclusion, the answer to the question of which is more important, nurture or nature, is not a simple one. Both factors play a significant role in shaping our personalities and behavior, and it is only by studying the complex interactions between genetics and environment that we can hope to gain a deeper understanding of who we are and what makes us tick.